May we all stand? Good afternoon. May we all remain standing and allow for the singing of the national anthem that will be led by the marimba crew. Thank you. I'll now invite Father Makaka to lead us in prayer.
First of all, I'd like to welcome you all, the learners, Father Rector, our special guest, whom I've known as a student also here at St. Ignatius, the headmaster, and all members of staff who are presently here. Before communicating to you the message that we want to put before God, in expression of gratitude, and my personal status quo, I was a victim of COVID-19, and the chaplain, Father JJ, we all suffered from this pandemic. And we know that this pandemic has affected our school, our learning, but God has been so generous to us that today we're able to celebrate prize giving, that some of you were blessed to have the gifts of the Holy Spirit and God Himself to protect us here at St. Ignatius. It has been a difficult year, and yet, at the same time, there's a lot to be grateful for. Let us pray. God our Father, we would like to pray in thanksgiving for the blessings that you have given to our school here at St. Ignatius. We give you thanks for the staff that you have given, who have been so dedicated in every way to continue the learning, whether through on learning, where they were actually completely dedicated to carry out this exercise of education. We're grateful, Lord, for granting us good health, to the whole school, staff and students. Without your help, we would be nowhere. We'd like to be very thankful to our parents who were responsive to the status quo that we went through. They were our strong pillars in our lives, and especially in the life of the school. We'd like to thank you for the benefactors of the school in every way, the ancillary staff of the school in all forms of service which is offered for the well-being of this school. Would like to pray for the governing body. Since it is a private school, this governing body has burnt itself in developing this school to be where we are today, with your hand supporting them. And we would like also to pray for the SDC, for their role they have played in developing this school. On our own would do nothing. And truly and honestly, I would like to pray especially for all our students, the general cooperation of the students in the school, all our learners from forms 1 to the 6th form. Without them, we could be nowhere, would do nothing. But you have given them the generosity of heart to learn with enthusiasm, to bring success to our college. And I'd like to say thank you to the IT department. God bless them, for they have contributed in a very big way on online learning. Without them, probably our efforts will come to nothing. Lord, you have been very generous to us in many ways. We now continue to ask you to send us your Spirit, guidance, and give us the gift of the Holy Spirit to inspire our students in all their work. Bring us successfully to the end of our learning period for the time being. We put ourselves under your guidance and direction. May the saints of the Society of Jesus, who inspire us into the education of the young, to continue to be with us, that all our work may come to fruition. We make this prayer through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen. May the Lord bless us all.
Thank you, Father. We may all be seated. We heartily welcome you all to the college speech and prize-giving ceremony. Let me extend a special welcome to the priests here present, the guest of honor, all invited guests, parents joining us from home, staff, our partners in education, ladies and gentlemen, and all learners. It gives us immense pleasure to host this event, especially after a year's forced break due to COVID-19 pandemic. Father has alluded to that, and we all know and appreciate the havoc that the pandemic caused. And we are grateful to Almighty because today we stand here, we gather here and celebrate our successes for 2021, despite all the difficulties. Let me now introduce staff representatives here present. I think most of them are seated at the back there. Divisional heads and heads of departments in the college. The Vice Chaplain, Father Makaka, members of the executive, the Chaplain, Father Jose Julio, the Administrator, Mr. Choto, the College Head, Mr. Maganga. Last but not least, the College Rector, Professor Lawrence Daka. And lastly, let me say the one speaking to you is the Deputy Head, and I'll be your MC for the event, being assisted by the Divisional Head for Sports, Arts and Culture, Ms. Mtereko. Without wasting much time, let me at this point invite the college head, Mr. Maganga, to give his remarks. Over to you, Mr. Maganga.
The guest of honor, Mr. Tafazo Chinamo and Mrs. Chinamo, Director and the responsible authority, Father Professor Lawrence Daka, members of the board, the administrator, Mr. Tafazo Choto, the chaplain, Father Jose Julio, and the assistant chaplain, Father Patrick Makaka, the SDC chairperson, Mr. Eken Dalanu, and members of the school development committee, the SICA chairperson, Mr. Gabriel Chipara, our partners in education, members of staff, parents and guardians, St. Ignatius College students, past and present, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this occasion. As we conclude the year 2021, ladies and gentlemen, it has not been an easy journey for us as Ignatians. The passion ingrained in all of us as Ignatians to simply make this school one of the best continued to flourish this year despite the many setbacks due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Allow me to applaud the students, their parents and guardians, the St. Ignatius College staff, and all stakeholders who remained resolute, underpinning our academic and non-academic successes this year. Thank you all for the support and timely interventions is all about teamwork. Public examinations. Our 2020 A-level public examinations pass rate is at 96%, with the quality of results better than in 2019. 29 candidates scored 15 points and above, with 4 candidates scoring 20 points and the best candidate achieving 25 points. 58 candidates managed 10 points and above, constituting 80.5%. Our O-level pass rate is at 98.7%, with the best candidate scoring a total of 14 A's. You will find a detailed analysis of public examination results in the college prize giving booklet online. Internal examinations. Internal assessment for current examination classes has revealed a remarkable increase in overall average. The Form 4 class overall average increased from 57.7% last assessment to 62.4% current assessment. At Form 5, learners scoring 15 points or more increased from 0 last assessment to 6 current assessment, and those scoring 12 to 14 points increased from 2 learners to 13 learners. At Form 6, those scoring 15 points or better increased from 1 to 3 learners, and those scoring 12 to 14 points increased from 9 to 12 learners. With further pre-examinations preparation that are ongoing, we hope these examination candidates are more focused this time around. St. Ignatius challenged people to do more, the Magis. We anticipate better performance in the first ever full Cambridge examinations we are having starting at the college this year. It is our hope that through this recognition, we will motivate the 2021 public examination classes to work even harder. Strategic goals. The transitioning from a government-aided Jesuit Catholic school to an independent Jesuit Catholic school last year was proposed to reposition ourselves in line with our strategic goals. This has seen the college undertaking to upgrade college infrastructure, and I'm very excited to point out some of the developments in academic and the non-academic areas. USD 70,000 worth of Cambridge textbooks have been purchased. More books will be bought before the end of the year. E-learning infrastructure comprising of interactive smart boards and projectors were installed in 16 classrooms. The college upgraded the internet connectivity and proceeded to allocate a certain bandwidth to all learners, allowing the learners to access the college Wi-Fi. Solar backup was installed in the academic area to ensure uninterrupted teaching and learning. We also installed solar backup power in all the hostels and the kitchen. Our sports courts were resurfaced and expanded with the introduction of a tennis court, broadening our co-curricular activities. Our classrooms and hostels were also refurbished. In pursuance of our strategic goals, we envisage further development of the college infrastructure in the year 2022 and beyond as follows. 1. Additional boarding facilities. 2. Additional learning facilities. 3. Expansion of the school hall. And 4. Additional toilets. Behind all these milestone achievements is an understanding and supportive parent body. We thank you very much. In conclusion, a number of individuals generously gave of themselves and for others to assist the college in its strategic mandate. Allow me to express my gratitude and thank the board and its various subcommittees for the unwavering support to see us through the year. The board chair, who is gracing this occasion, is our guest of honor for overseeing these structures. And it goes without saying, the rector and the responsible authority for the strengthening of a shared vision and mission in the college's new status. To the parents and guardians, thank you very much for the moral and financial support. We know it was not an easy journey for you, to support us financially in the new normal. We could not have managed without you. Let's do it again next year. To the learners and all staff, your resilience and resolve demonstrated incredible grit to produce the best out of this college. Let us continue to develop men and women of character. Thank you very much. To the 2021 Upper 6 learners, as you go out there, do not forget the values you have learned at the college, especially respect for all human beings, pursuit of excellence, love, and justice. The leaders of tomorrow are already in your midst. You symbolize hope and the future for our nation. Go out and set the world on fire, but do not forget the college that nurtured you. You are invited to continue contributing in your different capacities for the well-being of the college. Finally, congratulations to all those receiving prizes today. Enjoy it as you take pride in your achievements. AMDG, I thank you. Siyabonga.
Maybe before Mr. Maganga takes his seat, let me invite him back so that he can invite the driver of the college. Over to you, Mr. Maganga.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Very true, ladies and gentlemen. Without the driver, any bus cannot go anywhere. Allow me to introduce to you and invite also the responsible authority and the rector of the college, Father Professor Lawrence Daka, to give us his remarks.
Our guest of honor and chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Tafadzwa Chinamo and Amai Chinamo, members of the board, SDC chairperson, Mr. Mudavano, the president of the Alumni Association, Mr. Gabriel Chipara, the headmaster, Mr. Maganga, the administrator, Mr. Choto, the deputy headmaster, the chaplain, the assistant chaplain, the teaching and non-teaching staff, dear parents and guardians who are following us from the comfort of your homes or at work, all our learners watching us virtually from their classrooms, and you prize winners for this year, greetings. We live in a fast-moving world. Either you move with others or you recess into oblivion. In this, our fast-moving world, we have grown to surround ourselves with many distractions, artifacts, gadgets, huge houses, toys, etc. But we have no time to enjoy them because we are on the run for something else. We sometimes even buy and sometimes prepare sophisticated and delicious meals, food, but we have no time to sit down and enjoy those meals. Some of us have developed what is popularly known as a grabbing culture. You grab something for breakfast, you grab something for lunch, you grab something for dinner, and life goes on. This is because we are always on the run. It was Oscar Romero, the late Archbishop of San Salvador, who wrote that it helps once in a while to look back, to take a long view at what we are doing and how we are doing what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, today we break that cycle. We stop to look at who we are as an education community. We pause to pride ourselves in our achievements and successes with a view to becoming and doing better. Today we take stock of ourselves and acknowledge that we represent a dream and a project that is bigger than our own limited and confined aspirations. Today is the inaugural prize-giving day we are holding as an independent school. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, we have to celebrate it this way, in this hybrid fashion, where some of us are here physically present and many, including here in our school, following us online. We thank God, however, for the road we have traveled so far together and for protection and safety. I can only say that the future is very bright. I would like to underline one fact, that none of those who are getting prizes today made it simply by themselves. You did not make it simply by yourselves. For learners to get where you are, teachers and many mentors played a huge part. In the same way, for the members of staff who are receiving prizes today, it would not have been possible without the learners. And for both categories, learners and staff, there are many stakeholders who made it happen. In congratulating you, I also congratulate many people, especially our parents and guardians, those members of staff who are daily working very, very hard, but hardly get noticed. I look at people who work in the garden, people who work in the project, in the chicken run, people who water this place every day, hardly get noticed, and yet they do it for the good of us all. Finally, I would like just to share with you that we, as a college, we are grateful for the collaboration that has existed for decades and will continue for decades between the Jesuits and the CJ sisters, as we know them as Merrywood sisters. I would like to make an announcement that starting next year, the 1st of January, the Merrywood girls will be administered, their welfare will be administered from the college. So everything will become to operate as one school, and including the boarding, meals, and security, and everything. So we are going to operate as one school, with the sisters continuing to do what they do, and the college continuing to do what it does, but for the good of us all. So this is a change that many of you, especially the ladies and the parents, will notice as we come January 2022. So finally, I would like to thank all those who have contributed to the prizes that we are handing out today. I'm delighted that there is a growing number of our former students who have taken up the challenge of honoring excellence in many different ways. Some of the trophies and the shields that are here are those that have been sponsored by the former students. So the former students are sponsoring trophies, shields, monetary awards, scholarships. Yes, there are former students who are paying for school fees for some of you here, and also assuring mentorship. Today, we will witness for the very first time the first recipient of an award that has been created by the class of 1985 to 1990. We'll hear a little bit more about that when Mr. Chipara presents this award. But it's the very first time, and we are delighted and excited, and we are challenging you students who are finishing and those who are listening to us even online to even do more. We look forward to getting more offers. May we all continue to excel in our different engagements and with the college. AMDG. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Lawrence Tucker. I think from the two speakers, we can actually see what has been happening behind the scenes. In as much as it was difficult, but milestones have been made. And it seems the college is not resting, but forging ahead with bigger, even bigger plans. Thank you. Let me now invite those who are going to show their prowess in playing some of the native instruments in Zimbabwe. tell, we can witness the energy. And I tell you, if Jao Presa was here, he was going to be envious. Even if this American guy, I've forgotten the name, but I think he would love this rendition of his song, the instrumental piece. Thank you. This is what the college can do. Let me now invite Professor Father Lawrence Daka to the podium to introduce our guest of honor. Hello again. Mr. Tafazwa Chinamo is an accomplished investments analyst and manager with expertise and experience in capital markets spanning 22 years. He attended St. Ignatius College from 1983 to 1988, and then studied mathematics and statistics at the University of Zimbabwe. He holds an MSc in leadership from Leeds Metropolitan University in the United Kingdom. He began his career in 1993 with the then Zimbabwe Development Bank as a graduate trainee. Over the years, he worked for various leading financial institutions before taking on the job of CEO of the Securities and Exchange Commission in 2011 up to date. Mr. Chinamo is married to Rudairo, here present, and they have 2 children, son Farai Nyasha and daughter Rumbidzai Tendai. Now, there are always firsts in life. Mr. Chinamo is the first ever non-priest, non-Jesuit, non-religious chairperson of the Board of Governors of St. Ignatius College. He's the very first in its 62 years, almost 62 years of existence. And it is in this capacity as chair, he is the owner of this school. So as I'm here, he is my boss. Because he is the chairman of the Board of Governors. And as you know, the Board of Governors only reports to the Prestige Trust, which is the ultimate authority. So, Mr. Chinamo, I would like to invite you to address us and later to also hand out the different certificates and trophies and shields and awards to those who are the deserving winners for these. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Daka. I'm still not used to the professor part, so do forgive me if I skip that now and then. For those kind words, I think the first they scared me a little bit. I've not had it put me quite like that, but anyway, thank you for the introduction. To the headmaster, all the teaching staff, all the priests, Father Makaka, the administrators, more importantly, to the boys and girls, the students here present and those following us online, parents, guardians, wherever you are, Welcome to this prize-giving event. It's always an honor for me to come back to this school in whatever capacity. And when I got the call from the headmaster that there's going to be a prize-giving event on this Thursday, it was an automatic for me to say yes, because I'm always proud to be associated with the school. I think you've heard the headmaster speak of all the things that we've achieved at the school. Even Father Daka as well, said the same thing. And so I don't know what I can say more really to add on to the knowledge that you're gathering at the school, the instruction that you're getting from your teachers, and even the socialization that you're doing here at the school. But if you will allow me the 10 minutes I've been given, just to share with you, maybe from a personal perspective, how I believe coming through the school impacted on my life. We've heard already the school motto being said, Ignimi Miteti Interam, set the world on fire. And so when I came here, obviously you see it, I think, under the badge, and being Form 1, I had no idea what that meant. I didn't speak Latin, and so our teacher at the time who taught us religion was this lady, Sister Joanna. I'm sure Gabs used to remember her, and she was very strict, very, very strict. And so she introduced us to this term, set fire to the world. And to me, being a 14-year-old, I mean, you guys come to school at 13, back in those days, coming from an African background, you went to school at 7. So 14-year-old boy, we didn't quite understand that. So she, through religion, through those classes, internalized it to us. Because in my mind, if you say set fire to the world, are you going to blow up volcanoes all over the world? Are you going to go down the valley and burn things? Because I remember very well Father Croft, the physics teacher there. I think his blood pressure went up every autumn, just before the rainy seasons, when fires would just light up. You could literally see them. I don't know if it was a tradition then that if you burn the grass and then fresh grass will come. But for him, you spend half a lesson just going on about how bad burning that grass is. And if you look down in the farms again, there may be people with hunting, and so forth, things like that. So again, to try and take this in that you want to set fire to the world. If it was now, I'll be thinking also global warming, that it's already heating up. So she internalized that to us, that this fire really is the spirit in you, that it's going to burn, and this is what is going to drive you to do whatever you are going to succeed in life, And so when we think of fire, things, certain words come to mind. There's destruction. Fire destroys, it burns. And when it really burns hard, nothing is left. Everything is destroyed. It also symbolizes rage. When someone is really angry, they're fired up. I mean, that's the expression as well. There's also that part of it. It also symbolizes energy. When someone is really energized, they're really pumped up. We again associate that with fire. It also can be associated with passion. Someone who's red hot and really about to take on things, we associate with that. Fire also spreads. If you start a fire down in the valley, it might come up this mountain and go down to the other valley as well. So this is really the context that she brought it to us, that this is what you've got to build inside you, right? And the one thing about fire that's common across is that it can't be ignored. Once there's a fire burning in you or anywhere around you, you cannot ignore that fire. And so neither should you be ignored. So I think this is really the essence of it, that your place in the world is assured, right? But it can only be assured, you can only make that impact if that fire is burning inside you. And what world are we talking about? If you go back to St. Ignatius himself, I think he set fire literally to the whole world. Starting off in Spain, right up here in Africa, we are speaking about him. Our priests, the Jesuits, are followers of what he believed in. But obviously, to ask each of us to change the world in that manner might be too much. But who knows, some of you might go out there and change the city, Ferrari, maybe the country, the continent, hopefully for the better. But for most of us, I think our impact on the contagion that this fire that burns in us is going to be limited maybe to our workplace, to our families, and maybe to our communities. So really, the motto empowers us to find our passion and to pursue it with that passion, right? Only when you have passion, are you going to succeed. The ones here in this tent, for now, I would say, you've excelled better than your colleagues who were in the classroom. Perhaps you had more passion in what you did. We heard from Father Daka that it's a collaborative effort. You had your teachers, I think, assisting you. Perhaps even your friends and your colleagues assisting you, be it either in sport, in arts, or in the classroom. And you are going to have success, I guess, as you leave this place in all sorts of spheres. Some of you are going to have great careers, and really, there is no limitation to what type of career is going to define you as a success, right? Some of you are going to be academics. We've got a professor here already. Some of you are going to be like him, lauded at various universities for the wonderful achievements that you have done to mankind, to bodies of learning. Others are going to be great artists. We've already seen some talent here again. Who knows, where that's going to take you. So success really means different things to different people. But I guess when you're speaking to young men and women like you, when someone says success, what naturally comes to mind is that fame and fortune. You want to be that person that everybody looks towards and up to and says, that guy is successful. He's got it all. He's got the money. He's famous. Anything that he wants in this world is at his feet. That's one type of fame. Maybe some of you crave that. There's also some of you who may want power. There's nothing wrong in, being in charge and control, bossing people around, or really people coming to you for decisions. And whenever you decide something, you say something, that's fine now. That is power. Maybe it's position. You want to be a mayor, you want to be a president or a minister. Or maybe some of you want charity. There's nobility in that as well, in helping other people advance their cause, in putting them first and their interests first. And then also there's the environment to be saved. Maybe some of you want to ensure a brighter future for generations that is going to come after us. Whatever that success is, it can only be enjoyed if you're at peace with yourself. And that peace really means that when you look back at how you became successful, you should be proud of yourself. You should never be ashamed to tell people how you got where you are. Start even today that I attended St. Ignatius College. It gave me great foundation. And from there, I did this, I did that. That, I think, is something that is also missing in this country. People become successful overnight. We have no idea how they became successful. I think as you drive to this college, you see the houses in the mountains. I don't think anyone of us knows, really in the sort of detail that would inspire people to follow in those footsteps, how those people got successful. I'm not saying that they're criminals, but I'm just saying that it would be nice if we had so many biographies. Because the shame of this country is that when we look for inspiration for young people like yourselves, you have to go halfway across the world to Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody knows the story. It's out there. That for me is what you should aim for. Don't be ashamed of being asked, because you're now suspicious that why are you asking me? Is Zimra behind you? Is the police with you? And so forth. That's, to me, you don't have peace within yourself. And you will never really enjoy that success. You will never consider yourself to be a success. And I know that at your age, you're impressionable. There's so many influences. I think Father Daka and the headmaster even spoke about that. That what is bombarding your mind, your attention, You know, it's things that I never dreamt of when I was at the school. You know, we were lucky to watch TV on a Sunday, you know, and that was, you know, okay, it was fine, right? But you guys, I guess, with now the internet and even Wi-Fi here in the school, the things that you're exposed to, you know, I don't envy you, you know. When I was young, the word corruption, I think it's only those people who really read books and knew the dictionary that would know what corruption is. But now, if you go to a primary school, kids will tell you what corruption is and what it means, you know, and how cool it might be. You know, it's not such a dirty word, you know. But this is an environment that you guys are growing up and you have to. And it's an environment also where shortcuts are rewarded, you know. You don't really have to do everything. I'm glad and I hope that there's no cheating in exams at this school, but these things are prevalent. Some people thrive on that. Go to holiday wherever I want, and I never even passed my O-level. You're wasting your time. Zimbabwe is not for people like you. Those things don't work. So all of those things are being shoved down your throat. You are encountering all those things every single day, you know. But for those people, I say that the benefit that you have, or the privilege that you have as students of a school like this, is that the foundation that you are building your career on is solid. You know, I think St. Ignatius, more than many other schools, gives you life lessons that I can personally attest to. I came here, or rather I left here 34 years ago at A level, so that's a long time ago. And I've interacted over those years with so many people that have come through this school. You know, it doesn't take me long for me to identify, in terms of just the way that we do things, with someone who passed through these schools maybe 20 years after me or 20 years before me. You know, that is the foundation that, you know, this school gives you. You know, and it really goes back to that magus, you know, the more, the greater, you know, that to glorify God more and, you know, and in turn also other people. And it's something that I really find. I've got a daughter who's upper 6, and sometimes when I drop her off at school, I run into someone that I know. And maybe she might see me talking to that person, and later on home she's asking, who's that person? I'll tell you that, oh, he's a friend, his name is such and such. They have a daughter who's in Form 2, do you know her? You said, Dad, she's in Form 2, I'm upper 6. You know, it's like two different worlds. But I can tell you that when I came here in 1983, by the end of the first term, I literally knew everybody in the school. You know, and even when I was upper 6, I even knew the Form 1s. So this brotherhood that we have, you know, it's something that I'm saying that is unique. And the fact that you can come in here, live or sleep next to a stranger that you've never met before, become friends, you know, those are valuable lessons for the world out there. You know, it's going to, obviously, it's not going to be all just easy sailing. You know, school is going to be tough. Yes, I know that. But I tell you, you may not appreciate it now, but certainly what this school gives you as a starting point will serve you as your moral campus. You know, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I've done everything, you know, proper. There are decisions I've done, things that I've done that I'm not happy with, I'm not proud of. But I can always say that, I guess, when I'm in that place where I'm lost and I'm really, you know, trying to find my way, I think my experience here and the friends that I've made over the years, maybe from this school and elsewhere, will always draw me back to reset myself and ask myself, where are you going? What are you doing? You know, and I thank that sort of building block or building foundation for me not having strayed too far off in any one direction. You know. So really, for those who are here in this tent, I think it's great that the school is honoring you for excelling ahead of everybody else. I never had the privilege, in fact, to be honest, to be one of you here. I think I got swimming colors, but that was much later on. But besides that, I was not an outstanding academic student. But such is the school that even someone like me, who was, by our standards here, average, I guess, you can find your place in the world. So really, I look forward to seeing all of you one day in whatever fields you are. But be proud of what you've achieved here today. It's something that we should build on to much greater things to come. So with those words, I congratulate you all and wish you all the best in your future endeavors, especially those who are living at the end of this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chinamo. I think for those of my age or older, went back the memory lane, it was nostalgic, trying to relate with what Mr. Chinamo was saying. And as we were following, he changed the gear, took you in, went through with you, and right now, I think most of us were listening and trying to see where we stand and what is it that we need to change so that we can refocus and rewire and achieve that we want to achieve and be what we want to be. And the college is here to assist us, to give us those golden wings so that we can fly and become that which we want to be. Thank you, Mr. Chinamo. Let me now invite Spikiri and friends to serenade us with the Mbira music.
Follow me, I'll set you free. You want to get up here, Good afternoon to you all. All protocols observed. Now we've come to the time where we were all waiting for. That is the time to recognize and reward academic successes of 2021. Why academic successes? Is because of COVID. We could not have sports, arts, and culture. So we are going to look at academic successes of 2021. Just a reminder to the prize winners, when you come up here, there is no shaking of hands because of COVID-19. So you may just bow to show your recognition or find a way to express yourself, but no shaking of hands. Okay, so I'm going to start with Form 1s. And when I call up your name, please just move fast because of time. Right, I will start with the top 3 in Form 1. Position 3 is Tumbare. Sorry, I'm just being reminded. I had forgotten to invite the guest of honor. I'm sorry for that. Let me invite the guest of honor, Mr. Chinamo, to come forward and present the prizes to our prize winners. Sorry for that, Mr. Chinamo. I'm very sorry. You can come over. Okay, sorry for that once again. I'm so sorry. All right, so I'm starting with the Form 1s, the top 3 in Form 1. I'll start with position 3, Tumbare Mununori. Position 2, Sunguro Malakai. Position 3, Mavuani Denzel. Right, I move on to the best in subject in Form 1s, indicating an annual overall average of not less than 80%. History, Shitsika Tinelimbo. Mathematics, Kodo Botafadzwa. Computer-aided design, Mapini Tadiwanashe. Accounts, Mavuani Denzel. Agriculture, Mavuani Denzel. Combined Science, Mavuani Denzel. English Language, Mavuani Denzel. Geography, Mavuani Denzel. Shona, Mavuani Denzel. ICDL, Sunguro Malakai. Technical Graphics, Sunguro Malakai again. All right, moving on to Form 2. I'll start with the top 3 in Form. Third position, Muteza Ryan. Second position, Mube Talonhle. First position, Chigudu Ryan. Best in subject, Form 2, indicating an annual overall average of not less than 80%. Geography, Chigudu Ryan. History, Chigudu Ryan. History, okay. Computer science, Mazonde Tafadzwa. Mathematics, Mutedza Ryan. Agriculture, Ngube Hlalonhle. Physical education, Ngube Hlalonhle. Religious studies, Ngube Hlalonhle. So 3 prizes for him. Computer aided design, Mutedza Ryan. Right, moving on to Form 3. I'll start with top 3. For Form 3 is indicating an annual overall subject average performance of not less than 75%. I'll start with the top 3. Third position is Mangwanya Ronald. Second position, Mutetwa Matthew. First position, Mukachana Montel. Best in subject, computer aided design, Charandura Tanaswa. Computers, Mukachana Montel. Mathematics, Mukachana Montel. Physics, Mukachana Montel. Biology, Mutetwa Matthew. Chemistry, Mutetwa Matthew. Geography, Mutetwa Matthew. History, Mutetwa Matthew. Literature in English, Mutetwa Matthew. Right, moving on to Form 4. I'll start again with best in form, indicating an annual overall subjects average performance of not less than 70%. I'll start with third position, Mushete Sylvester. Second position, Kodogo Ngatendwe. First position, Karambakuwa Tinotenda. Best in subject, Form 4, English, Chibairo Tariro. Design and Technology, Chikwala Onat. Computer aided design, Karambakuwa Tinotenda. Computer science, Karambakuwa Tinotenda. Geography, Karambaku. All right. Geography, Karambakuwa Tinotenda. Okay. Principles of accounting, Kodogo Ngatendwe. Biology, Kodogo Ngatendwe. Physics, Kodogo Ngatendwe. Religious education, Madondo Ticharwa. History, Maponga Munyaradzi. Literature, okay, literature in English, Munyawara Ramak. Chemistry, Mushete Sylvester. Shona Mushete Sylvester. Mathematics, Mushonga Martin. So that is it for Form 1 to 4. Can we give them a round of applause? At this moment, let me invite a very short break, short interlude from Marimba and the other guy. Can you just do that quickly? Just for a moment.
Greetings and salutations to you all. I am Reverend E. Senyongwe. As we are in the Ignatian year, we believe it is of utmost importance that we continue to speak about the universal apostolic preferences. And us as Ignatians, we are pinpointing on UAP number 4, which is to collaborate in the care of our common home. Now, what is to collaborate in the care of our common home? Of course, the first thing that comes to mind is our environment. And as we go on, we think of how beautiful it was when God first made it in the Garden of Eden, and how now, because of numerous human actions and general negligence, we have destroyed it and have left it in such a state that not even God is happy with it. I don't know. What do you think is the problem, and how do you think we could fix it?
Well, I have a few examples. Firstly, we could start by putting litter in the bins. And secondly, everyone could plant at least 2 trees a year. If everyone is responsible enough to use trash cans for their correct purpose, then no one will be obliged to clean up after another individual. After using a chair in the classroom, you could actually put it back to its rightful place. Then, that would mean that you'd saved a lot of energy. To achieve one common goal, we need to be set as one unit that excludes none but includes all for the greater glory of God.
Exactly. You know, we just need to look at it this way. Along with us humans, God also made animals. God also made trees. God also made, all aspects of the environment. But now, we have managed to destroy it. Think of it this way. When you look at it from such a perspective, it means that we have the same origins. Hence, there is a need for us to just be self-conscious. Think of those 6 days that God took to make all of this and then just give it to us. But then we have failed to use it sustainably.
Yes, if we continue being careless like this, then what will become of our beautiful environment? As statistics say, Earth is no longer losing its value slowly, but very rapidly. Imagine this place in 50 years. Yes, scientists are working very hard to make so many artificial replacements, but will there be enough? Will there be conducive? Food for thought. One definite thing is, we all need a taste of God-created nature. So, we are simply saying, we need to be conscious if we're going to reverse Earth back to its initial state like in the Garden of Eden. Mavindidze is my name, and for this opportunity, we thank you.
Thank you, the marimba players, Sanyangore and Mavindidze, for the presentation. At this juncture, I will invite Ms. Chinamo to continue with the presentation of prizes as we move on to the seniors. Ms. Chinamo. I will start with the best in subject, indicating an annual average of not less than 70%. In chemistry, we have Banda Adiel. Physics, we have Chitsika Tifare. Biology, we have Makurumidze Mufaro. In accounting, we have Masiriri Anotida. Mathematics, we have Mubobo Tapudzwa. Computer science, we have Choga Dylan. Design and technology, we have Bosha Tendekai. In divinity, Mutandwa Tinotenda. Then we move on to the best top 3 in each A-level class according to subject combination. In the arts class, on position 3, we have Zimbiti Shamiso. And on position 2, we have Masanzu Michelle. And top of class, we have Karemba Emily. Physics class. On position 3, we have Murove Munyaradzi. Choga Dylan is on position 2. And Chitsika Tifare on position 1. Biology class. On position 2, we have Nyamko, Hope, and Jake Praise, so we don't have position 3. There is a tie. I'm now on biology class. I said on position 2, I have Jake Praise and Nyamko Hope. And on position 1, we have Sonera Ashanti. Commercials class. On position 3, we have Pajgama Kanaka. On position 2, Pawandiwa Takunda. And on position 1, Maziriri Anotida. And we move to the Form 6s. Best in subject, indicating an annual overall of not less than 70%. In design and technology, we have Gonga Farai. Geography, we have Gorede Matakunda. Biology, we have Jeje Blessing. Accounting, we have Kafesu Anesu. In computer science, we have Kafesu Anesu. And business studies, we have Madondo, Walter, and Kafesu Anesu. English, we have Mangena Tanaswa. Mathematics, we have Mukuna Tatenda Ishe. Divinity, we have Nyasulu Maxwell. History, we have Nyasulu Maxwell. Last but not least, in physics, we have Rufai Marvin. And the next category, Form 6, best in form, that is, prices according to subject combination. In the arts class, on position 3, we have Chidama Hia Michelle. Mungani Panashe on position 2. Top of class performance, we have Nyasulu Maxwell. Commercials class, on position 3, Munyanya Chidochashe. Sorry, it's Manyanya Chidochashe. And on position 2, Madondo Walter. Kafesu Anesu, top of class. Physics class. We don't have anyone on position 2, on position 3 because we've got a tie on position 2 where we have Joe Tapiwa and Rufai Marvin. And on position 1 we have Mangena Tanaswa. Biology class. On position. We have 3 who are all on position 1. That means we do not have position 3, we do not have position 2. in any order, the names will apply. So I have Kadenge, Tasimba, Jeche Blessing, and Shavano Tafazwa. I'll now move on to prizes that are sponsored by former students, by well-wishers, by our friends in education. The next prize is the Anna Mary Nyakabau Award, awarded to the best biology student, and the winner of that prize is Jeche Blessing. Another special award is the Simba and Bellona Chopera Trophy, awarded to the best commercial student, and the winner is Kafesu Anesu. Okay, let me take this opportunity to thank Ms. Chinamo for helping us hand over prizes to those who excelled in 2021. I shall now invite Father Makaka to present the Ignatian of the Year Award. Father Makaka. Okay. The Ignatian Award is given to a student who is recognized for living constantly according to the Ignatian values. And this is what the message reads: your display of generosity, compassion with others, commitment in your daily works, competence in leadership, conscience of human challenges, and love of God, service is become and an example to others, and is much to be proud and happy of. Is much to be proud of, and our congratulations. Be faithful to Ignatian spirituality, magis, and always remember your school motto. And accompanying these certificates of excellence is a monetary award of $20 US. This is awarded to Nyasulu Maxwell. I now invite computer-aided designs representatives to award or to hand over prizes to the CAD students. And to do so, I have the pleasure to invite, it's Miss, sorry, I can't see where I've written the name. It's Miss Rutendo.
Good afternoon to you all. So before we present our prizes, we are just going to read a speech from the technical director and the owner of ADC, Mr. David Ngandu. And it reads, "It is such a privilege to be in partnership with a highly respected institution like St. Ignatius College. I thank the headmaster, the members of staff, the students, and the parents for awarding us this opportunity to be part of your journey. Computer-aided design is a very important part of any 21st century engineer, architect, and designer. And our program equips students to be practically relevant in today's industrial expectations. ADC is an arm of Autodesk International, and our products are internationally recognized. Our certification is international, giving students a chance for global recognition. As an applications engineer, my job is to teach professionals on how to use design application software. The training ranges from basic understanding of computer-aided design to advanced features like assigning loads to structures and checking their breaking points, checking of appropriate material for specific designs, calculating material takeoff for building on machinery, all on computers before manufacturing and building takes place. Through professional tutoring by certified instructors, students will learn this and discover way more than the corporate world knows because they are rightly positioned to learn. We equip Africa to grow Africa. One thing I always say to myself is, if only I had been exposed to this technology when I was still in high school and had grown my career right in the midst of all these tools and knowledge, I would be way better than I am today as an engineer. To the students, this is a great opportunity for you to sort after professional. Combine your academics with the tools that determine how we make things in the corporate world. This is an era for computerized engineering, and we have to position ourselves accordingly. 3D printing is taking the way we make things, and we cannot 3D design unless we cannot 3D print unless we 3D design, and you cannot 3D design unless you learn and use a 3D design software. Our computer lab is fully equipped with the latest design software that meet the 3D pointing requirements. Finally, I urge all the students to have a folder filled with the printing designs which can be taken home at the end of each term for the parents to see the work we are doing in the CAB lab design. Thank you. So we are going to present the CAD prizes, starting with the best junior class awarded to Mutedza Ryan, who is going to be awarded with a CAD certificate, prize money of 5,000 RTGS, and an appreciation letter from the technical director. Then the best intermediate class, Karamba Kuat Notenda, who is going to be awarded a prize money of 5,000 RTGS, a card certificate, and an appreciation letter as well. Then we move on to the best senior class. We have Lumeru Takuzu. Who is going to have a card certificate, prize money of 5,000 RTGS, and an appreciation letter. Then the overall best student goes to Lumeu Takudzwa, going with 7,000 RTGS and a card certificate and an appreciation letter. Thank you.
Thank you to our partners in education. Hopefully this partnership will continue and it will exceed what we have done today in future years. Thank you. In his speech, Professor Father Lawrence Daka referred to an inaugural prize that is going to be given to a learner this year. And to help us present that award, we have Mr. Chipara, who is going to give us a background to this award. Over to you, Ms. Chipara.
Thank you, Mr. MC. Prof. Father Makaka. I'd rather, Wilfred Chinamo and I were here at the same time. When I was in Form 1, you were in Form 4? Form 3. Yeah, Form 3, because you're Form 183. That makes us old. I was actually thinking that most of you guys are younger than my second child. So I could be as old as your dad's or older. Father Maganga, Tafadwa Choto, sorry, not Father Maganga, Mr. Maganga. Tafadwa Choto was in my younger brother's stream. I think you guys were in Form 1 when we were in Form 4. Okay. No, yeah, we are old. And then protocol observed. Students, good evening. My name is Gabriel Chipara. As it's been said earlier on by Prof. Daka, our stream, Form 185, Upper 6, 1990, we thought about going slightly outside of what Guinea is known for, which is academics. Yeah, I kind of cringed when someone got 14 A's at O-level. But having said that, we also said, as much as Guinea is known for academic excellence, we also want to throw in the issue of sport, as well as leadership, as well as your general charisma when it comes to how you carry yourself. I was listening to my brother, Mr. Chinamo, when he was talking about what we got out of this place. In my case, in 1990, I think Tafazwa Shoto would attest to that, our volleyball team of 1990 got all trophies in Zimbabwe for volleyball. And if you manage to get the Sunday Mail, must have been 27 July 1990. I was at the back of the Sunday Mail sports section as the best volleyball player in Zim. So what I'm trying to say to you is in advance to just confess that, just like Mr. Chinamo, by Guinea standards, I was an average student. Why? My best position before lower 6 was number 19. So you can imagine thinking back when I hear someone is getting 14 A's at O level, it tells a story of its own. But having said that, those who may know what I do for a living, for the record, I did accounting at the UZ. I never did commercials. I actually ran away from math, bio, and chem, because I realized that I could make the money I wanted to make without having to go through 7 years of medicine. But at the same time, I was almost like, just like we talk about in our stream, you see, the one thing we picked up during our time here was that we were not allowed to come out like God created us. I think it's Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30, which talks about talents. There's a guy who got 1 talent, then he hid it. The other guy got 2 talents, he doubled the talents. The other guy got 5 talents, and he also doubled them. So as much as we are known countrywide as an academic school, we also, as a stream, are trying to also throw in the other things we've picked up in our lives as professionals, in our lives as business people, in our lives as academics, because in my stream, if I'm not mistaken, the chairperson is also a prof, like Father Daka, Jerry Parwada, is a professor. Bettina Gapa, for those who may know about Bettina, she's a lawyer, is also a professor. And the other guy, Paul Katsande, the only guy who got 20 points in our stream, he's got a PhD in engineering, electrical. He's based in the UK. So it's with all that background in mind that we said, hey, let's try and change the Guinea narrative without actually changing what Guinea planted in us as guys who came here in '85, before you guys were even. So I'm sure you know that the school started in 1962, and we expect that as time goes on, what we're trying to bring in here can make Guinea a plus academic school. In other words, yes, academy is there, academics is there, straight A's are there, but we must also then throw in the other element. We need to see an ex-Ignatian playing in the Premier League, an ex-Ignatian cracking jokes like Trevor Noah. I'm sure if Trevor Noah was to come here for the interview, not for a place here, you would not even qualify to be interviewed. But we all know how much money he's making. So, having said that, this award, what we did was we asked the school authorities to come up with those who were interested in taking part. You then write your story, why you think you deserve the award, and then there's an award committee from our stream. We'll look at the what you put on paper in conjunction with the deputy head, if I'm not mistaken, and then we will then vote, secret ballot, and then whoever won will then get the money. Our trophy, unfortunately, there's a backlog at Copperways. So next week when I come for the Board of Governors meeting, I'll bring the shield and the miniature trophy. For the record, I still have my Form 6 1990 Best Volleyball Player of the Year. I actually brought it in the car, for those who want to see it. Now, so after looking at all those, we then voted. What we've done is, going forward, we are hoping to actually increase the amount to make it a bit sweeter. Why? As much as people say, I think it's 1 Timothy 6 verse 10, which talks about the love of money being the root of all evil. There's also Ecclesiastes 10 verse 19, which says, 1, feasts are made for laughter. 2, wine makes merry. I'm not saying you guys should drink, but most importantly, the third part says, money answers all things. And if you hear anyone saying, Mare Nabasa, that person doesn't have money. With that final word, can I ask for the rector to help me award this year's first recipient, Maxwell Nyasulu. Just one last word. It's dollars. And Maxwell, it's not just a check. We want you to get the dollars. Just one last word, which is not so nice, is that I just want to report that what pushed us to come up with this award is that when we were trying to reconcile our classmates from 1985, we realized in 2020 that we had lost 12 of our classmates from Form 1. 12. One lady and 11 guys. Unfortunately, the 11th guy passed away this year. So it wasn't COVID, but also late last year, the 10th guy passed away because of COVID when I was in Cape Town. So it's in memory of those in our class who are no longer with us. But having said that, we hope that as time goes on, we don't lose more people, even if we're in our 50s. So yeah, what's left for me is to thank you for coming here and for allowing us to have this award. Prof. Daka, thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Chipara. We now move to the last section of our awards. And to help us hand over the accolades, I will invite Professor Father Errol Daka to present the awards. This category is when the school recognizes the efforts of the teachers, and here those who excelled in imparting knowledge to learners, and the learners responded by scoring flying colors in different subjects will be rewarded. And to begin with, at O level, attaining 50% distinctions with a minimum pass rate of 85% in national exams in 2020, we have a tie in English language, Mrs. Mazio and Mr. Kundishora. May we stop what we're doing, boys? In technical graphics and design, we have Ms. Mugaza. Sorry, I have jumped the order here because I have jumped to A level. I was at O level. History at O level, we have Miss Mtereko. And Miss Mtereko also has an award in history at A level. And she is the overall best O-level teacher for 2020. Geography, we have Sister Machona. In absentia with Mrs. Zaranika in computers. Then back to A level, attaining 70% A and B in a subject at A level. Here it's actually quality index, A and B at A level. And in accounting, we have Mr. Mukuze. Like I pointed earlier, I made a mistake. This is when Ms. Mgaza was supposed to come on quality index of an A and B. She had already received her prize, but we also have in business studies Mr. Chitura. Biology, we have Mrs. Mapanda. Literature in English, we have Mr. Shayawabaya. In pure mathematics with Mr. Muchanja. Last but not least, because she was busy handing over awards, we have in family and religious studies, Mrs. Gumbo. Thank you, Professor Father Lawrence Daka, for handing over those prizes. Priests, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our event. And hopefully the sound is picking the excitement that's coming from our learners who are enjoying this event from the classrooms. It's unfortunate, we had a power outage. I think power has been restored and they are back with us. And to wrap it up, let me invite the college head boy to give us a vote of thanks. Over to you, Walter Madonna.
Allow me to thank our esteemed guests.
So, sorry, my apologies for interrupting the big guy from his remarks. Let me invite Sunguro to come forward. Sunguro is going to hand over our appreciation for gracing this event to Mr. and Mrs. Chinamo. Thank you. I think now I can be released and invite Mr. Walter back.
Finally. Allow me to thank our esteemed guest, Mr. Tafazo Chinomo, Father Daka, our rector, Mr. Maganga, our head teacher, for addressing us, and Father Makaka, Mr. Chiwanda, for opening this event. I would like to appreciate all those who worked behind the scenes, from the administration for providing the necessary resources, to the people who were in charge of pitching this tent, and of course, the Marima Band for the music. I salute the students who received prizes today, and I appreciate the relentlessness of our teachers from the beginning of assessment up to now. Last but not least, I would like to extend my gratitude to those attending this event behind screens. Your presence was truly appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, may we all stand and allow our guest of honor and the executive here to leave this place. I haven't dismissed you, I guess. I haven't dismissed you. I was waiting for members of staff to leave. May we remain, please? I'm being informed here that some of the prize winners had a lot to hold, so we still have a trophy and a shield here that belongs to some of you. We have Lumeyu, who is a shield from Computer Aided Designs. Then Ignition of the Year Nyasulu, there's the floating trophy. And let me end by thanking you all and congratulating the prize winners. Thank you.